Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Fulu and this is Get Candid with Fulu, where we talk about everyday life issues. I bring in my personal opinion and that of any invited guests on the show. On today's episode, I'll be talking about some simple common courtesies that we seem to have forgotten. So it's kind of like a reminder, really, because these are things that hopefully we all grew up being told that we needed to do. But somewhere along the way, as we, grow all older, we kind of lose it. So not the regular, P's and Q's, use your pleases and your thank yous. No, I'm going into a little bit more of those courtesies. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is respecting people's personal space. That is major to me because I believe that, unfortunately, now people seem to have forgotten that, you shouldn't encroach into people's personal spaces. Like the other day, I use it very loosely. The other day could be five years ago, and people have told me the other day should not be that far away. So pardon me. This was a couple of years ago. I was in England. I went on holidays, and I was on the queue trying to pay for something at a store. And I'm telling you, just the way people were I just felt like, oh, excuse me, I felt like the person was right inside of me. Our bodies were not touching, but it's like come on, let there be at least a little bit of a gap between you and the next person. Also, this same place where I was on the queue and somebody wanted to take something or check something. She was also on the queue. She wanted to check something, but she was going to get there. These stores where they put stuff on the queue so that, little things so that you can pick it and pay for it, obviously. So that's what was happening. This person wanted to pick something there just to look at it. And no excuse me, nothing. She just, just went in there to try and, it's like, excuse me. You know what I mean? That I realized that sometimes, or many times actually, we seem to have lost that. Even in Nigeria too, I remember going to an eatery and I was in line and the person in front of me was not done. So the person behind me saying, oh yeah, move. Because I left some space between me. Why? What difference does it make? Whether I'm right in that person's inside or I'm here. After that person is done, it's going to be my turn and then it's going to be your turn. You know what I mean? So personal space, we seem to have forgotten that there's a need to, respect just the space of somebody else. Don't come, you want to talk to somebody, you come very close as if you are trying to come into their, it's their personal space. We got to respect it. You know what I mean? So that's number one. And just the B of that number one, respecting personal space, is also respecting their belongings. You don't just go to somebody and touch, I like this your bag, you just touch their things anyhow. Not, especially if you're not even that close. If you're close and really close, maybe you can excuse it because of the kind of relationship that you have with a person. You just go into their house and you start touching stuff all around the place. I just personally, I've had people come to my house and just open the refrigerator. Why would you do that? Why would you go into somebody's house and you just go and open the fridge? Why? I think that is so rude, in my opinion. If they don't say, oh, you can go and open the fridge and take whatever you want in there, why on earth would you go there and open the refrigerator? One of my friends was actually telling me that one time she had her husband's guests come there. Not only did they open the refrigerator, they drank all the lemonade and all the soda they had in there. You just go there. You didn't get offered that thing. You just go there because you feel like, it's my paddy's house now. Those are some courtesies that I think that we need to re-imbibe. We need to remind ourselves of. It doesn't matter. I personally don't think that it matters how how, close you think that you are to the person, just ask, is it okay if I check something in the refrigerator? Is it okay if I take some water from the fridge? Do you guys have some lemonade? Is it okay if I open the refrigerator to check that? And if they're okay with it, some people will be like, are you even asking me? That kind of thing. But at least know that you are polite enough to ask before you do those kind of things. Another thing is being punctual. Because we have something called African time, I think that people have, just decided that, or people have forgotten that being tardy and not arriving on time to a set appointment is actually very disrespectful. It's very, very, very disrespectful. Personally, I have a lot of my friends that say, Folu, I've had friends that we will say, okay, let's meet, let's go to a function, maybe it's at 6 p.m. And I say, okay, let's go at 7. Why? Are you the one that wants to go and help them to arrange the place? Okay, fine. Whatever time that we agree to go, let's say we now say, okay, let's go at 8 for whatever reason, which personally, if it's 6 p.m., I want to be there at 6 p.m. But because unfortunately you get there at 6 p.m., nothing is happening. There are fellow people like this friend of mine that will not come until 9. So of course you get there at 6 and there's nobody there. So anyway, you now agree and say, let's go at 8. And this friend of yours, you are calling at 8. Hey, where are you? I'm coming. They don't get there till like 9:30, 10. Why? I don't like it. I personally do not like it. If I agree with somebody that I will see you at a certain time, I hold myself to that standard. That, okay, I told them I was going to be there at 8. I am going to be there at 8. Unfortunately, people around me, I have to talk personally for myself. People around me are not like that. People around me are not like that at all. My husband, my friends, many of them are not like that. And these same people, if it's an appointment, if it's work, they will be there at the time that they're supposed to be there. But, okay, we're just going to have a good time. Is there an appointment set? If you've already said, if they've told you come at this time and you've already said you're going to come at this time, please, Bikonu, why will you not come at that time? Why do you have to wait? So we have friends that you tell them, you plan for 2 p.m. You tell them, come at 11 a.m. because you know that those people are going to come at 2 p.m. Why do we have to do that? Why do we have to start calculating for each other? Meanwhile, I have one Egbon that, oh my goodness, God bless him. If I tell him, Egbon will be expecting you at 5. 5, he's here. And I think that is the right thing to do. I think that's the polite, courteous thing to do. Now, I don't know that these other people are trying to go out of their way to be disrespectful or discourteous. But I think that because it's a matter of will, in my opinion. These people that will take their time and not come when they're supposed to come, they don't miss their flight, so if the flight is skinny, you see them, they would have been at the airport hours before the flight. Now, this is not to say that sometimes I don't arrive at places late. Of course, there are times that things happen beyond my control and I arrive late. But when you're already known for being a late comer all the time, you're already known that they have to give you 3 hours ahead of the time gone, that is the time for this something is wrong. Something is wrong, in my opinion. And these are also, again, simple courtesies. If somebody says a time, come at that time. Another one is, when you're going to somebody's house, not going empty-handed. Come bearing gifts. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It could just be some fruits. It could be bread. You know what I mean? It could be a glass of wine. Something small, but just something. I think that it's not as common anymore, but that's something that I grew up with and I try to do anytime I'm going to somebody's house. Unless, of course, it's like an emergency. Maybe I had to dash there for some reason. I didn't plan to go there. Or, for instance, if I'm traveling from out of town and because that has happened to me before. I traveled from out of town. I knew I was going to go to this person's house, and I had planned that, okay, when I get where I'm going, I'll find a grocery store and I'll buy something for them there. But unfortunately for me, because it was not somewhere where I was used to, I couldn't find anything. I was very embarrassed going there, but I had to. And that happened. I mean, it's never gonna happen to me again, because in future, what I know I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buy it from here. And hopefully if I'm checking in bags, then I can buy in whatever it is that I want. If I'm not checking in bags, then I have to kind of be careful what it is so that it doesn't get, it's something that can go as a carry-on luggage. But yeah, I think that is very, very important. You got to go to places bearing gifts. Don't go empty-handed. Okay. One other one. This one was big during COVID and all that, but for some reason, maybe we have forgotten about it. Coughing and sneezing with, just achoo. You know what I mean? Just like that. Choo. There's some dainty ways that you can sneeze. There are people that when they sneeze, the whole house will vibrate. So if you know that your sneeze cannot be dainty like that, you make sure you get something. Or if you're using your hands, you have to wash your hands after. Or you use your elbow. If that's what it takes, then that's what it takes, right? So please. Now I'm going on. There are so many other simple courtesies, but you see, to be honest, the first two that I called out are two that are very dear to my heart. That personal space and being punctual. But please, guys, tell me, what other common courtesies do you think that people have forgotten are very important to you, and you think that people around you seem not to, care about those courtesies? I am very interested in hearing from you. I want us to have a conversation. I try to respond to all, the messages I get. And so please let me know in the comment section. Please like, share, subscribe. Email me at getcandidwithfolu@gmail.com if there's something that you want to talk about, if there's, anything that you would like me to bring on my show. And I'll be very happy to engage with you. Follow me on Instagram at getcandidwithfolu. Till next time, have a great day. Bye.